Alright, hello everyone, my name is Shep, welcome back to the Butcher Circus, and while my name is Shep, I'm playing against Shaq today, which sounds oddly similar to Shep, Shaq, yeah, kind of similar, and it looks like my opponent is playing with a Shieldbreaker Mark team. I dig it, I like what I'm looking at, and today I'm going to be playing yet another not suggested team. This is the Circus Criers. And why are they the Circus Criers? Well, basically because they cry about what do. Oh, that's unfortunate. That is unfortunate. Well, let's go on to match number 2. Alright, and here we go, straight into a match number 2, this time against Pro Medio. Alright, looks like it's gonna be a... oh no, okay, I see what this is. I see what this is about. This is a Virtue Crusader in the Stress team, okay. But yeah, this team is called the Circus Criers because you know how in English there's like Cry Havoc, there's like a Terrifying Cry. I don't really know because that doesn't make sense in my language. In my language, Cry doesn't have any other words to it, like a war cry. Crying is about crying, like negative emotions, like feeling sad and sobbing and that sort of stuff. So it doesn't really make sense, but I will try to make some sense of it. And basically, these two are going to be screaming their war cries, and the Crusader and the Occultist both have scrolls, so they're both going to be using their cries in terms of that. So I'm already getting stunned here. Oh my god, this is actually a really annoying team to play against. This is a stunner, another stunner, another stunner, and a disruptor. Yeah, this is one of the least fun teams to play against that I could possibly imagine. I only now noticed it, but I'm gonna make my experience a little bit more bearable by pulling this Occultist, because if the Occultists were able to go for a pull onto my Man-at-Arms, my team would suffer so much, because my Crusader would have to go Holy Lands, and my Hellion would have to go Breakthrough, which is absolutely horrible, because I want to drop Zealous and Terrifying Yob if I want to win this. So the team I'm playing here today is most definitely a stress team, so we're gonna be playing it to get to the maximum amount of stress output possible. That is the plan, that is the hope, that is the dream. So my opponent's gonna go for the push here, and since there's no Justice, even though they don't have a move chance trinket, they still get to push on me, which is unfortunate, but such is the way of the Butcher Circus, I guess. So now I'm just gonna have to go for a Breakthrough. Thankfully, because of the command buff and because of the area, I still hit relatively well against my opponents. It doesn't really do too much for me doing like 6 damage and 9 damage. Sure, it looks nice, you know, I did a nice number in there for sure, but it doesn't really accomplish too much for me. And yeah, this Hellion, she's not gonna have too much of a fun time. Not only is she dazed, she's also gonna get stunned now. So I can expect her not to do very much this match. It's gonna have to come down to my other characters to try and win this one. So round 1 I went for command buff. Maybe not the best thing to do in hindsight, considering how many freaking stuns my opponent is going for. Because if your opponent is stunning your command buff turns, then your command buff turns really don't matter, because you're not gonna have the accuracy buff, right? So, I still have the accuracy buff. I can go aggressive now. You have stun resistance, so I might wait. You don't have stun resistance. Going for ability buff right now would be smart, but if I do that, there's going to be a Beast Spile, and I don't want to go into the Beast Spile, so I'm going to drop the Zealous first, so I don't have to eat the Beast Spile Riposte. So I get an 8 and 11. That is a very good, those are some very good damage rolls. The collateral damage from the Breakthrough might have actually helped me a little bit here, because now that damage on the Occultist is going to stack up, and after the next Zealous he might actually go down. And oh, that sucks. Oh, that really sucks. The reason that sucks even more is because now the Occultist can pull my Occultist. And I can just tell, the way my opponent is playing this team, that they want to go for it. This is the maximum annoyance team is what they're doing right here. I could go for a pull of my own. Just try to pull a Vestal here, but then she can still stun, you can still Holy Lance, like... It's not going to accomplish too much. I'm going to go for the best artillery instead and just hope that I do enough stress with this to just start winning the match. Because the thing is, I'm trying to play this team like a Kalashnikov comp. I'm trying to do a lot of stress with my moves and not really focus too much on the defense. Could have gone for a guard with the Man-at-Arms there on the Occultist, but honestly, if I'm guarding, I'm just going to take stress. I'm not belling. It's... Oh, actually, no, I can't even guard. I don't have the guard. But Shep, why don't you have the guard? It's such a good ability. Well, here's the thing. Here's quite a controversial take that a lot of people are gonna disagree with, but that I will say anyway. Guard sucks unless you have a stun resistance trinket. There's almost no point to bringing a guard unless you have that if you're trying to play competitively. Because the points where you need the guard would likely be against a damage team. And here's the thing about damage teams, they always bring 2 stun trinkets. So if you don't have stun resistance, there's no point going for the guard. There really is no point, because it's not going to be useful against stress teams. I mean, it could be useful against stress teams in like 1 or 2 situations, but they're going to stress you out anyway, so you'd likely be better off bringing other abilities, which you very much need. You need the Bellow, you need the command buffs, you need the bolster, and you really need Retribution if you go against the Flatshot, right, and you're the last character alive, and if you don't have Retribution, it's just GG. So having this might give you at least a chance of surviving, which is what you want here. Speaking of surviving, I don't think my Hellion will be able to do that for too long, because even after I do this and heal, there's going to be an Vestal artillery, which is going to bring me right back down to 0, which I'm not looking forward to, but I'm going to do it anyway, because at least I'm giving myself a damage buff. Maybe I go abusive, and maybe with that extra little bit of damage, I'll be able to turn this around and bring my opponent's characters down to 0. That's what I'm gonna go for here, and of course they get a Vestal artillery crit. That's so unfortunate. It really is unfortunate. So yeah, I've just decided to not bring the guard and just go full on aggression, because why bring a guard if you can't even resist the stuns? Sure, you have 70% base, but I mean, look at this. The Vestal has 150% stun chance, so if I decided to guard, she could go for the stun on my men arms, and it's an 80% chance to get the stun, and I basically just lost 2 actions for the price of 1. On a 20% chance that either my opponent doesn't think about it and doesn't go for it, or, you know, that I just get insanely lucky. Because if you have a 20% chance to win the match, then you should go for it, like a punish on the enemy flagell or something of the likes, but a 20% chance to, you know, not have your guard broken and not lose 2 rounds in a row, I don't think that's too smart. So yeah, my Crusader is going to pass here. I decided to go for the Bell buff just to reduce my opponent's damage a little bit, because they're starting to hurt me really bad, and I'm just getting bullied. I'm just getting bullied by this team, and it's really unfortunate, because I'm playing with a Hellion, right? And usually these sorts of teams don't do very well, because as you can see, it's taking them 3 rounds, and they've almost killed all of my characters. They've dealt a decent amount of stress, so they're doing well, right? But they're not really focusing too hard on something. If I had a team that was actually genuinely good, this would not stand a chance. This would not stand a chance. Maybe if they had Rally to the Flame on the Crusader, they could stand a chance, because then they have 3 healers. That would be very helpful for them, but without even having Rally to the Flame on the Crusader, if I had a good Mark team, they wouldn't be able to save one of their characters, they would get disrupted themselves. If I had a good Stress team, I would be able to take them out, no problem, just no problem. Sure, you might stun me, but the few actions that I do get in, they're going to do a lot of stress. I'm going to transform with my Abomination, and I'm just going to have a Flagellant, and I'm going to do way better than you in the long run. That's kind of the idea. But in this situation, where my very easy to disrupt characters are being disrupted, yeah, it's not been too much fun here. So yeah, that heal on the Hellion tried to help, but honestly it really didn't help all that much. I'm just gonna click my Occultist here and go for a pull on their Occultist. Honestly, at this point my backline is pretty much dead, which is sad, but at least I can prevent the Vestal artillery for a little bit. Maybe I can kill the enemy Occultist if I get lucky with the Afflictions, and after that I just don't know how I'm gonna deal with that Vestal. It is a very rough spot for me to be in, this one. I do have one advantage, which is the fact my Crusader is a very, very chunky boy, so I'm gonna be trying to make use of it. Of course, he can get stunned over and over and over again, but, you know, maybe I get lucky. Maybe I get lucky eventually. Just maybe. I'm gonna go for the... Do I go for this Alice, or do I go for the breakthrough now? Decisions, right? Decisions. I could even go for a guard here. Is that the smartest move I can think of? Going for a guard. He's dead anyway, pretty much. Unless I go for a guard and then try healing. That could work. No, I don't have a guard! Chef, you don't have a guard! Stop thinking about the guards, you don't have a guard. There's no point even thinking about it. Okay, let's go for the breakthrough. Thankfully I do enough damage, so he's down to 0, but... Oh, 99 stress. It's so close, yet so far. Really unfortunate that he's at 99 and not afflicted right now, because I would just love to. Sure. Okay, we're gonna go for that. Do you reckon they get the virtue chance? I would hate to see that happen. I would hate to see them get a virtue, but they might just die immediately. Why not? My command buffs ran out, you know? I was able to do one zealous out of my potential 3 because of the freaking stuns. Oh, this game is so annoying. It really is. They're gonna go comfort. Oh. Okay, this is definitely a battle turn if I've ever seen one. I'm gonna get an affliction there on the abomination. Maybe that turns the tides here. Maybe the affliction goes for self-hit, does 4 damage somehow, which is, I believe, impossible. Yeah, he's only gonna do 3 if he self-hits. But hopeless. Moves forward. Okay, I guess it doesn't make too much of a difference. He's gonna transform anyway. So, yeah, it probably doesn't change too much. Yeah, he's probably gonna go transform Slam on the Crusader. At least that's what I would do, I think. I'm not sure if he wanted to be spiled there. There was a possibility that he wanted to do that. Yeah, so unfortunate that I missed that 68 too. It's a 68, please let me get it. And boom, I'm getting stunned again. Nice, good job, Crusader. Getting stunned over and over and over again. I mean, there's no way I can avoid it, right? Oh, he's dead. He's dead already. Oh, he survived a grand total of 5 rounds. Goddamn cultist. Yeah, his dodge is non-existent, by the way. I give him Monkey Spawn and Bolster for a reason, but you know, I guess Demon's Ball just has too much accuracy. Let's go for the Ballos. I'm gonna get a potential affliction there on the occultist. I say potential because okay, now he does go masochistic. I guess that is minus dodge, so I'll gladly take that minus dodge on him. He could also move forward with that. So this is one of those situations where masochistic is actually really good for me. Does the Holy Lands take me out? No, not yet. Not yet, at least. If I click here, I die. So that's not too much fun. Do I click there anyway? No, let's just click the Crusader for now. Let's just click the Crusader. No reason why I wouldn't, I guess. Just click him and see what happens after. You know, all I need is maybe just a good Zealous, and I might still be able to win this. So yeah, he's dead already. There's really no reason to worry about that. That if this artillery, there's not much I can do about it. And now that he's gone, all that's left is for my Hellion to be gone after. Hopefully that doesn't happen. They're gonna go for the manacles. Do they get this? I was gonna ask, do they get the stun? And if you look at it in a certain way, a death blow is a stun. It is a permanent stun. You stun your opponent forever when you get a death blow on them. They're gonna go for the Divine Grace here. That's quite an interesting play. It's not a bad one by any means. You know, if you're winning this hard, sometimes it's better to just preemptively heal your characters and to go for chancy moves, but personally with 2 stun trinkets I would have just gone for a stun there on the Crusader rather than go for preemptive heal, but oh god. Oh, are we finally witnessing some of that bolster value that I'm supposed to be getting? Finally something going my way. And just as I say that, no stress on the Crusader, only double stress on Vestal. Okay, sure, whatever. Fine, not like I wanted the stressor anyway, baka. And I'm still gonna be trying to win this. Yes, I am. I still think there's a chance. I'm not as hopeless as this abomination right now. Okay, come on. Of course they get stalled. Yeah, it's not courageous. It could be worse, right? That's gonna stun me, isn't it? Yeah. Ah, the Butcher's Circus is most definitely one of the games of all time. It really is. Oh, I hate getting bullied. It's so unfun. It really is so unfun. Because this is a bully squad. This is a bully squad and a half. You have virtue chances here to piss the opponent off. You have 3 stunning characters. You have a disruption character. You have the slot machine healer. My opponent is set out to annoy the enemies. At least they're not annoying me over like 20 rounds, because that would be more annoying in my opinion. You know, for all the Immortal Musketeer enjoyers out there, I do believe that's more annoying. And oh yeah, let's do stuns. I can't win this anymore. I am very sorry. No, I'm gonna keep fighting. Come on, all I need is 1 stun resistance and maybe I can do it. Okay, you wanna hear what's actually pretty funny about this? Is because, yeah, there's a strength seal, is because, you know what's really cool about afflictions is that they remove 15% of your resistances. So if you get your opponent afflicted, while you have a stun team, that means that getting the double stun is gonna be even more likely, because the afflictions, look at this, I have a 5% chance to resist the double stun now from the Vestal. My stun resistance is never gonna get any better than this. It's uncanny. And you know why this strategy isn't used more? Because it sucks. It's very oppressive, but it actually sucks. Because, oh god, the lack of justice in this match. It actually sucks because if I had a good stress team, I would outpace these guys as well as not get punished quite as much because of having a good, well synergized stress team. And if I had a damage team, an Arbalest completely counters what my opponent is doing here. Any sort of debuffs, any sort of stuns, I can just flare them away. I'd likely be stunning them, except my damage is way more significant than the damage they're doing to me. So this match really is just me losing decisively and telling my opponent how they could be making me lose more or more effectively. That really is funny. That really is funny. If they get one more stun, I'm gonna surrender. They're gonna go for the stun on the Crusader here, right? Come on, you know you want to. You know you want to. It's gonna do 0 damage at this point, but... And, yeah, that's gonna be the stun, isn't it? Yeah. What did he say? I didn't even see. It doesn't matter anymore. That is gonna be GG for the Circus Criers. They cried, but with the actual first meaning of crying, which was sobbing. They did not like it stunned, they're getting stunned or abused this match, so it is unfortunate, but let's go for a match number 2. Alright, and here we go straight into a match number 2, this time against Circus, which is also a veteran opponent, and it looks like they have the Ship Stress number 3, right? The one with the Grave Robber, and it looks like they have a very interesting trinket choice. They have Taste of Grandeur on the Abomination. They have Last Breath Color Flash on, which I appreciate. They have 2 protection trinkets on the MAA, so he's a very chunky boy. And the Grave Robber doesn't have Monkey's Paw. She instead has Rotting Trophy and Satchel, so quite an interesting setup on her. She has Lunge as well instead of Toxin Trickery, so I guess they really don't care about dodge on their Grave Robber, which I disagree with. I think the Grave Robber really likes that dodge, because if she doesn't have it, she's extremely squishy. But, you know, such is the way of the Butcher Circus. I'm already getting slammed to the back, so that's fun. But I can drop a Holy Lance here and do a grand total of 18 damage. Sadly, this is a stress team, so even if I had gotten the crit there, it would have still been huge. But the Holy Lance damage from the Crusader doesn't really help me that much in these stress teams. It definitely sucks way more to get disrupted with him on stress and on damage, because on damage, right now what I could do is just shoot him with the Arbalest and he's dead, because if you try guarding here, I would have like a Jester, or I would have like another character to slam the guard away, and you know, the Abomination would be essentially dead after that, but... such is the way of the Butcher Circus. With the tools that I have right now, what can I do with what I have at the moment? Let's see. Do I want to go for a bolster? Probably. I think dropping a bolster here is smart against all the stress moves they have. Do they have command buffs? Yes, they do, but they'll have to use them. I'll still have minus stress taken. I think it's overall a very good move to just drop the bolster here. It's going to be helpful in the long run. So I will say dealing with this Flagellant's going to be borderline impossible because Last Breath Color and Gauntlet, so what we have to do here is basically just kill the rest of his team, which is also borderline impossible when they have regen on them, but we'll try, right? That's what matters. Maybe we can stress them out. That's what we need to do. Okay, do I want to do Abyssal Artillery here? I think that's the move. It's probably going to miss knowing my luck, but no, not a miss, a crit actually. Oh, I love it. I love it. That is very helpful. That is very handy. That means that my opponent's going to be getting stressed out immensely because of the horror from the Occultist. And yeah, this really feels like such a weird stress team, because this team would be fine if instead of a Hellion, which sucks, I had an Abomination, which is pretty much mandatory for stress teams. So it really doesn't feel too good. But thankfully, now my opponent only has one sort of disruption character, which is just the Abomination, and I'm actually surprised he went for the slam on the Crusader and not the Hellion. I feel like you always slam the Hellion if you have an Abomination, right? I mean, you just see the Hellion, you're like, haha, let's go for the slam because breakthrough sucks. And yeah, I feel like that would have been better for them, but it does make sense that they don't do it, because to some extent Terrifying Yelp is a bit weaker than the Zealous Accusation. Zealous Accusation is going to hurt you for more, Zealous Accusation can actually crit, and it does a little bit more stress than the Yelp as well. But at the same time, the damage, I mean the accuracy debuffs here are going to be kind of crippling. I don't think my opponent can hit me too well right now. They're going to go for the Beast Battle. There should be a double dodge. Not a double, but at least one. Yeah, these guys don't have too much dodge, but you know, still 15 dodge, minus 30 accuracy. The accuracy values are not looking too good for my opponent here. Well, right now, what is the play? I think with the dodge that they have now, what's my hit chances? It's 105 plus this, so 113. Yeah, they're not too good. They're not too good. I could go for a command buff here. You know what? I will do just that. I will do just that. As much as I love Bellows, I will drop a command buff right now because this time they can't stun it away. And I want to really abuse that Grave Robber there because she's a character that's really going to shred me and really going to tear me apart. This Flatchwand only has Punish, he doesn't have Reign of Sorrows, and he doesn't have any sort of offensive trinkets, and he's also getting Yelp debuffed, so it's going to be very difficult for him to actually be useful offensively here. The Abomination is of course useful offensively, but only to an extent, and the Man-at-Arms is kind of useless on the offense right now. No accuracy buffs, doesn't really have a debuff chance trinket. I don't really care too much about him. The Grave Robber and the Panic Darts, pretty much two of them, and one of my characters is dying. So yeah, the Man-at-Arms is really getting afflicted here. He's getting blighted like super for sure. There's really no way you'd ever resist the blight from this Plague Doctor. How much blight chance does she have actually? 140 plus 30, so 170, 190% blight chance. You know, that's a lot. That's a lot of blight chance if I've ever seen a lot. Yeah. Is there any way you'd ever actually resist that? I mean, you would have to bring a Plague Doctor with her Hazard Mask, which would give you 90% blight resistance. And then on top of that, you could maybe heal with the Musketeer and have her iodine, is that what you call it? The tincture of iodine or tincture of iodine? I don't know how to say it. Pronunciation is such a weird thing, because if you're trying to learn pronunciation for a language, you're basically going to get taught a couple of different ways, because even within the own language, there's different ways to pronounce the same words because of like dialects and stuff of the likes. It really is quite interesting. And which one should you be going for is also the question. But yeah, more onto the actual Circus. My opponent dropped the regen there onto the Grave Robber, which is definitely helpful for them, but only to an extent. And why is that? Well, it might keep her alive. She's still gonna go to the store. She's still gonna take a boatload of stress, and after that she's gonna have Death's Door recovery debuffs, meaning that she's gonna take even more stress, which I'm very happy about, because that is the way I want to take her out. I want to take her out with the stress, and after that happens, I might be able to just punish this Flatchwand hard enough to make him submit. Oh, that's a very, very risky move to go for. My opponent, you went for the Velo instead of the command buff, and then try hitting it to 40 dodge. Like, come on. That is justice, though. That is justice served if I've ever seen it. Because having the potential to go for accuracy buffs, having the potential to go for other targets, and you still decide to just headbutt straight into the dodgiest character with your, like, sort of inaccurate ability, yeah. That is justice right there, getting a dodge. The hit chance on that was like, what, a 65? So I'm very glad that it did miss, because they had other better characters to go for, right? That was definitely a misplay on their end, and they might just lose the match because of it. And look at this, once again, you are being accuracy debuffed. I have bolster, you have command buff. Most likely one of the strongest abilities in the Butcher Circus, and you're not making use of it. Why? Just drop the command buffs. It's been 3 rounds. It's been 3 rounds. What has he been doing? Spamming bellows against my stress team? I don't care about your bellows. You need to buff your team with your Men-at-Arms. This character, with this setup especially, he loves to support his team. You need to drop the bolsters, you need to drop the command buffs. Bellow really is a move that... Oh my god, and it keeps happening. It just keeps happening. My opponent keeps misplaying. You didn't have to click the flagellant there. You didn't have to go Exsanguinate. Why did they do such a ridiculous thing? And now I shall punish them for it, and I will go for the Wicked Hack, and of course fail the Death Blow because they do have Last Breath Color, so... You know, unfortunate. But Shep, shouldn't you go for the best death blow chance after, like, you know, having gone for the Weakening Curse and Zealous? Yes, but I mean, look at this, they have Defenders, so they can guard and there's nothing I can do about it. Sadly, I don't have too much AoE, sadly, I don't have a way to break the guards, so this Flagellant will survive his misplay, his terrible misplay. But yeah, since he survives for a little bit, I'm just gonna keep spamming bells here. So, you know, in that situation, you might be asking, Shep, why didn't you just drop a Yop? Because you actually healed his stress. If you had dropped the Yop, you'd have removed his accuracy further, you would have stressed him out, you would have stressed the Abomination out, you probably would have won the match that way. Probably. Maybe. Just maybe, but imagine if I had gotten a 38% chance there to get the kill. It would just be game over. It would be game over immediately, no second questions asked, against this honestly very meta team. It's just that if you try to copy a team from somewhere, change the trinkets around to something else, and then misplay with it, yeah, don't expect to be winning matches. So the Abomination is going to be de-transforming now, probably going for the stun on my Crusade. No, not a Crusader. It's gonna be a stun on himself! He stuns himself and goes for the self-heal. He stuns himself and removes one of his very precious healing abilities. I have no words. I have no words other than how are you veteran, my good sir? How are you veteran? That is my question. Well, it is unfortunate. For my opponent to be facing a team like this, because, well, they have probably had a lot of success using the reclaims and just abusing their opponent with just like spamming panic darts and staying defensive against the damage teams. Now that they're meeting an actual stress team, it's not being too good. It feels like in the ladder people aren't playing like good stress teams anymore. It's actually quite rare. I just feel like everyone's either playing damage or doing something funky. Not any good proper stress teams, like you know, even like not using Flagellant. I mean, I'm using something funky as well. I'm using a HELLION, but at least I'm trying to go the stress way with her. They strike at the greatest threat, says the man at arms. You know, that's hilarious because he's the least threatening character on this team. Wait, did he go abusive? Or did he go paranoid? Ah, he went selfish. Okay, he went selfish. That's fine, then I don't really mind. My accuracy buffs have ran out, but that is a hopeless grave robber, so she has a little bit less accuracy. That's 30 dodge, 10 dodge. Do I want to drop another command buff? Honestly, no. Not really. How could I stress him out? Zealous won't do enough, but Zealous and Yop will do enough, so I think I go for the Yop first. And after going for the Yop, I have a bit of a choice here. I could go for the Abyssal Artillery, but it probably won't do enough stress because of the Bolster, unless there's an act out from one of the characters. That is a possibility that an act out occurs here. They're gonna go for Panic Darts on my Hellion, and I dodge again! They still haven't dropped the command buffs! What are they doing? Come on, use your abilities! What did he do? Oh, no, he had to guard there, he had to guard. But wait, he's already used this turn, He already used his action this turn. Yeah, he dropped the command buff. Look at my guys. No, he dropped the Velo. He dropped the Velo. Unreasonable, honestly. Unreasonable. I don't do enough stress here, do I? I don't imagine. I don't imagine me doing enough stress. Sadly, I only do 8. So I'm gonna go for the Zealous first. There is a chance that it misses, but it is quite small. So I would be very unfortunate to have that happen. So I'm gonna go for this, and yeah, he's dead. He's dead unless the Flagellum drops to redeem right now, which is unfortunate because you're dropping heal after heal. But you have to do it. You have to do it or else it just dies. I could go Weakening Curse here, but honestly at this point I might just... Zero heal again? Why? You're not supposed to drop the absolutions like that. Who taught you how to play? That is so... It makes me cringe looking at something like that. You know, I suppose my opponents probably doesn't know better than to drop their absolutions at the correct time, but still, that just hurts to watch. It hurts to watch. You're supposed to drop the absolutions when you're at this door or after a heart attack, because after a heart attack you get heart attack recovery, you go down to 175 stress, and then you heal. you have heart attack recovery, and you're at 150 stress, so it's gonna take ages for the opponent to stress you out. They drop a redeem! Why? Why did they drop a redeem? What? I missed a date. What the hell was that? How do I miss so much? Wow, that's insane. That's insane, because they probably should have died right there, but they're not dead yet. They can actually regen and don't take... Yeah, even though they have 40 stress on them, the regen saves them there. Do you think they were super genius because they thought my Pit Fighter's helm wouldn't be enough to stress them out? I don't know. But the thing is, it's not gonna make a difference because he's dead anyway. He is dead anyway. I'm gonna wait for the Grave Robber turn first now. And while I wait, I could go for Zealous here. That's a possibility. Yeah, let's go for Zealous, because then I'll have the Wicked Hag for the Flagellant. I think that's the best move. So I guess take Power Through Sacrifice. And let's go for it. Test Sword check, but he's gone. And Extra Stress? Oh, no one? Oh, come on. Seriously, no one? That's unfortunate. That is very unfortunate. And my opponent surrenders. Honestly, prematurely, you have a Flagellant. You literally have a Flagellant with only 2 Exsanguinates left, but still. If you lose with a Flagellant Content of Absolution against the Hellion Stress team, yeah, I don't know what to say. Other than GG to my opponent for making this, for trying this team out. It was still a good performance from them, and I'm sure that they're going to improve with that team and be able to pretty much munch these sorts of teams for breakfast once they do actually improve at it. So anyway, hope you all enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you again another time. Cheers!